So Mahesh, before we begin, she wants to guess.
I think it's octopus. Is
The chef who invented chicken tikka masala passed away. I was like, huh? A few hours later, three of us just lean into the table and ask each other, I think this is a gay club. They're like,
hello.
it's
Welcome to our podcast.
Funny thing is, Sankalp over time moved to like other rows behind as he grew taller, but I always stayed right beside my teacher, like beside class teacher kind of situation. Little weird kid right beside teacher, that's me. That little weird kid, yes.
Yeah, we're like team red today. I see that.
Oh yeah, me and Sankalp we've been Argonauts from start.
Oh, I couldn't even say the word Argonauts. It's so difficult to say. Cosmonauts is easy, aeronauts is easy, and what is the other one?
Astronauts.
Astronauts, yeah.
Wow. How did you get through school at this rate?
Yeah.
Oh, he not only got through the school, but then he became like the Red House leader. So he had to scream in class. I mean, in the field, just screaming.
No. I didn't even know if I was the leader, but if I became the leader, it's because what happens is everyone gets to be the leader or wear the badge at some point of time. Classroom, monitor, the CR, everyone gets a chance to become one or the other way. So everyone has had the badge some or the other way. So let's just clear that out. But
that is where I'll start off, where things were very weird. Like when I got into Little Flower, because my mom was a teacher all along till like what 5th grade or 4th grade. So I was like a pampered kid and who would just walk into my mom's class and start bullying like these seniors, 10th grade kids or like 9th grade kids. Back when I was in 4th, I'd be like, hey, Itra. So I'd be that like, because my mom's a teacher.
Oh, okay. So you thought you were the authority because my mom.
Yeah, and they would listen also. They were really sweet that they'd listen to me. No, they're very sweet that they'd listen to me. They'd be like, "How come? I'll entertain you."
Oh, okay.
You know, like the teacher's pet always sits next to the teacher in these photos.
Oh, it's because anywhere else they couldn't see me. I was that short.
Yeah. So Little Flower was 15 years ago, right? 15, 17. Yeah.
Yes, I don't know.
17 years ago. Fast forward to, where are you right now, Mahesh? Tell the listeners.
Right now, I am in Bournemouth, United Kingdom.
Okay, awesome.
Bournemouth's a beach town. Another thing about Bournemouth, which only people know about, is AFC Bournemouth, like that football team.
Yeah.
Who's that actor from Creed? He is like a co-owner of it right now.
Is it from the
2.5 hours from London?
London? Okay, 2.5 hours.
So it's like to the south.
Is it like very country-like or?
Nah, it's basically a small town. Bournemouth's a small town, so it's college town. This is students everywhere. That's another reason why I'm staying in a hotel right now.
Oh.
So I live in a hotel because this is off season. Nobody comes here, like no tourists or such, like constant tourism. So we live here like in off season rates. Okay. So we stay in a hotel. So just because this Indians decided to just flood in right now that COVID's gone and everything's gone. Yeah. Indians and everybody decided to flood in. Yeah. So there are no accommodations there. People are traveling all the way from London to just attend few classes.
Wow.
So they're doing like a to and fro thing like once a week or so.
How far are you from the campus?
Me, 2 miles. But then now I'm done with it. I have my master's.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you.
So
that happened like what, 3 months ago? 2 months ago? Yeah, 2 months ago.
Yeah, that's not too long ago. That was
I am the weird one of masters. So 2019, I decided to do this where I'll do MA in digital effects. Okay. That's their fancy way of calling visual effects.
Okay.
So I come here in September 2019.
Okay.
Till September 2020, and then COVID started.
Right. Yeah.
We couldn't do shit. We couldn't go out because since my course is mainly on like shooting on cameras and stuff, They wouldn't agree if I would do something on my phone. They'd be like, no,
Okay.
you need to have like this fancy big camera only. Like back in India, you'd carry around a Mark 5, like a Canon Mark 5D or something. You'd be like, oh my God, you have a 5D. Here, I'll be like, okay, I'll just shoot something on a 5D. They're like, no, maybe do like BTS stuff with 5D, but not like actual project.
Oh, okay.
So COVID started where we had to submit a project through PPT. I had to tell how I will do visual effects, not literally shoot something. We had to do something. So we decided the course isn't happening properly. So we deferred the course
Okay.
to like 2020. So I told I'll do my master's with the 2021 batch or whatever. Then 2021 started. I came here. I flunked my master's course. I hope my parents are not listening to this because they don't know that I did. So I failed my master's course and then I had to repeat it again this year. Then I finally finished it and now I have my master's.
Reasons?
So
was it like difficult or any other personal reasons?
Personal reasons, it's basically like how just me. That's all. I was the weird one who slacked off, who like last year, since it was COVID still like fading off, we had to do like remote desktops and shit. So I shouldn't have dreamt big and be like, oh, I'll do this, like a whole huge list. Stick small and maybe expand it. No, but I was like, I'll think big and do even more bigger.
I think 2020 was hard on all of us in different ways. I mean, I feel like hats off just your courage that you re-pursued it and didn't give up.
I mean, it's not mine because last year after I failed, I was like, I told my brother, I'll give up. He's like, what else will you do? So like, I'll figure something out. And he's like, what else can you do in your life other than this? Okay. So as an example, I picked up a part-time job like this year in a cafe where it was literally 20 hours where I could only like do whatever cafe stuff is, take in orders, serve people.
Right. Yeah.
This is like 8 hours, 7 hours a shift for 3 days, about 20-ish hours. And then I realized I can't do this. For somebody who sits in front of a computer about 12 hours a day, standing in front of people, putting on that smile. Hi, what can I get for you? Eat in or take away? No, dude, I can't.
You can't.
My natural default, like resting face, is not smile. It just goes normal. Now I go to my resting face and then somebody comes, Mahesh, keep smiling. I'm like, no, I can't constantly keep smiling.
Yeah.
That kind of reminded me of what my brother said. I was like, I can't really do anything else. I have to do this.
That's awesome. See, even either by process of elimination or you know, however you reach, but you did reach it at the end of the day.
Yeah, we were watching this video the other day about an actor who figured out what he wanted to do by the process of elimination, right? Like he asked himself what he doesn't like to do, right? Like, I don't want to do this, and he ended up doing
this is the only thing left.
This is the only thing left.
It's kind of one of those things where I told, like, I am lazy. I can't like stand for like 8 hours or so. Yeah. Especially doing that fake smiling thing. And also I like problem solving. So kind of what visual effects is, I guess.
So you completed eventually your degree in the same college, right?
Yeah, same university. Same course, basically. I stretched it out for 2 more years.
What are you doing now?
So since I just finished my course,
job hunt.
Fresh graduate.
Just like go to every place, just flunk like resumes everywhere. Be like.
Okay.
So that's like the funny part and also the sad part. It's been 2 months where I've been like giving off my resumes and stuff to everybody. Till now, I haven't received a rejection. But then I also haven't gotten a reply from them. For 2 weeks, I felt happy that I haven't gotten any rejection.
Yeah.
Now I'm starting like the whole not getting a reply is also catching on to me. It's still fine. It's still fine. No, and I've been telling myself that it's like a winter phase, Christmas. This is their only festival. Yeah. I'm like, let's give it to them.
I had the same thought process. I would assume because they're not replying, and they're not replying with an email saying you're rejected. So that means there's still some hope, for me to get that job, right? Because I didn't get an email. If they wanted to reject me and they didn't want,
exactly,
I would have got the rejection like long ago. The night I did my interview, I would have gotten the rejection.
Like in days like a conversation like this, I'd be like, yeah, because I didn't get a rejection yet. But then when you are all by yourself thinking about like scrolling through like Google Jobs or LinkedIn or somewhere, it'd be like maybe they didn't even consider me or like think of replying to me because I'm not worthy kind of situation. And then like I'm like, too many thoughts. It's okay.
Right.
I haven't checked my email in like 5 days. I mean, it's also
that's perfect. That's bliss.
Like I feel,
but my head can't like do it because it's like one of those things where I have to clear off 100 emails. Because I open and I read like 20, 100. Like, no, I want it all clear.
The anxiety is definitely catching up because I'm like, what am I missing out on? What if I have an important email? I have to check it. But at the same time, like, this is so unhealthy. Like,
But that is very, that's very true.
It's like two kinds of people right here, right? So she has like 900 emails. So there's a number on the inbox which says 965. Which is like very bothering for me because even if I have one inbox,
it should all be gray. Nothing should be bright in color. Yeah,
red. I just mark them as red. I don't even the promotions, which is like a separate tab.
Spam. So I'm like, just it's okay if it's just lying in my inbox. It's fine.
That's where all the Google storage is gone. So no, how much time do you have? So you graduate to find a job, or do you have a time crunch? Because I just want to say that, in US, you have a time crunch, right? You have
90 days.
Yeah, you have the unemployment.
90 days, yeah.
And if that finishes, you're out of the country. So how is it?
Nothing like that. So here, so once I applied my student visa and something, they gave me like 3 months. No, other than when after my course finishes. So I have it till January. In January, I go like I apply for my other visa. So I just tell them I cleared my course. This is what the letter from university is saying, that I cleared my course. So yeah, I apply for graduate route visa. I'll get 2 years visa. Now it's up to you what you will do, whatever you want in that.
Graduate work visa.
Graduate work visa, right?
Yeah.
So what is the timeline for that?
2 years.
You have 2 years to be in the country to find a job, right?
You can do whatever you want in that 2 years.
Okay, and then you extend it?
It's basically like your H1B where somebody has to sponsor me.
Oh, okay. Got it.
In 2 years, somebody sponsors me. I stay here for like 5 years.
Okay.
And then I get like unrestricted entry and exit, whatever that is, their version of
the next category of visa called? Is it a permanent status? What is it called?
Yeah, it's basically like permanent status. After I get sponsored, I stay in this country for 5 years. They're like, cool, you've stayed here for 5 years. Now we'll give you unrestricted entry and exit. You don't need sponsorship or anything.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And also don't quote me on this because I'm not very sure. This is only basic idea because I'm like, we'll think of it once we get there kind of situation.
Right. Yeah. No.
For now, I know that graduate route visa is for 2 years for sure.
Okay, perfect.
You can do whatever, like you apply for the visa. Once your visa is there, go back to India, stay in India for 2 years. Nobody's going to ask you.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, I just wanted to highlight or ask these questions because if there's anyone listening to this who wants to, pursue your path and might want to know about the visa process or has any questions, maybe, they can reach out to you some way or the other to ask you any kind of questions, right?
Or friends.
Because US, I feel US, Canada are places which
is already saturated.
No, like
saturated.
The amount
of. So that is another thing where once I've like same thing from Little Flower, it's kind of like a same structure, I guess, where in Little Flower there's only one senior I could reach to who has no idea either.
Yeah.
And same goes to Annapurna, where I did my bachelor's.
Right. Yeah.
Where even there I didn't have like graduated seniors in animation or stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because after I joined there, people started graduating in animation. And so the same thing goes for like Burnmouth, where we only had like not that much interaction with like seniors. Since it's a 1-year course, we don't really have seniors who are lingering around campus.
Correct. Yeah.
Trying to tell you and be like, do this, do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So by the time we join in and look around, people are gone. So you don't really know anybody or connect with anybody. So it's kind of that situation.
Switching back to the Google Photos, I think I saw something inside your classroom. This one.
This is one of those talks we have. So they have something called Bournemouth FX Festival.
Okay.
So studios come in, talk about like Star Wars,
right?
Whatever, like big movies. And then I was like, those are fine. Those are interesting as itself. But then watching this cartoon, which I grew up like Miffy, and them talking about how complicated this cartoon is like to make.
Yeah.
I was like, So as kids, we never realized. Yeah.
I just wanted to say what we are looking at. So I totally forgot the name of the show. Do you know?
No, I've never watched.
I
never watched.
I watched it, but I don't remember the name. Can you just?
It's Miffy and Friends. This is the studio which made the cartoon, coming in like and telling how the show was made. Yeah.
That's so awesome.
That's pretty awesome. And then like you grew up watching it, so then you could like.
Yeah, exactly. Like I know my cousins, everybody, like we watched it together. So it's like I clicked a picture, I shared it, I'm telling, oh, this show. It's like one of those nostalgic things.
That's so cool. Is this also part of your college?
Yeah. This is supposed to be our green screen studio where we have to shoot on that camera. It's not like we can do any project we do has to be shot on that camera.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Nothing smaller, they won't accept. They'd be like, okay, fine. You're compromising on quality now.
Okay. So now we're looking at a picture with a green backdrop.
Looks so professional.
What is this huge camera? Does it have a name?
Panasonic Varicam.
Okay. Okay.
So you be like, oh, I'm shooting something on 4K, and people like flip over it, and this kind of shoots on 8K or something, I guess. I'm like, why? Why so much?
Is this used in like movies?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's supposed to be one of those professional ones. Yeah. I mean, this is like one of the things where you get experience on professional equipment, just so that you directly jump onto something and not look like an amateur. I guess that is why they kind of force us onto learning this. Be like, oh, you at least have a little hands-on experience on something like this.
Are you allowed to like actually carry it on your shoulder? Because
another thing about like Bournemouth itself, like the course itself is, you know how back in India or something, you want to shoot something, like do a video or something for your class, for your project or something. You can take your camera, start shooting stuff and do something with it. Out in the class, you can't really do it. You need something called risk assessment.
Okay.
Right, yeah.
So there's somebody with you for like a health thing. Somebody has to have the numbers of ambulance or nearest police thing and everything. You have to have a minimum team of 3.
Okay.
It'd be like, okay, 3 members, fine, 3 friends can do it, but not really. They'd be like, oh, if you are doing camera, if he's doing the acting, who's doing the health stuff? Who's like checking on you if you are toppling over like a cliff carrying the camera? You have to fill a risk assessment form, send it to your faculty.
Right.
He like says it's approved, and then that is only when you can take in the equipment. It's not like you can walk in and pick up the equipment whenever you want.
Right. So you can use these equipment for we're making a podcast now. Can you use it for personal use?
Or... yeah, I tried that. So I wanted to try this equipment out just for like learning stuff or whatever you say. Or back then it was much more to look cool than learning, I guess, but it's okay. So I went in, I was like, can I take like a couple of 5Ds, not even the huge cameras, or one 5D just so that I can do camera practice or something. It's like, sure, fill in a risk assessment. I'm like, okay. I fill in risk assessment, asked a couple of friends asking if they'll join in. Cool. I take in the risk assessment, send it to my faculty. My faculty sends me a mail saying, do you really think you have time to do other stuff other than your assignment right now?
Wow.
In a 1-year course,
yeah,
where you have no breaks, you think you can really do practice and other extra stuff?
Wow.
I'm like, I mean, please don't.
And like, how many courses did you have each semester? Like, I mean, a year means 2 semesters, right? I'm assuming.
It's like kind of 4. So really just like 4. Once from September to December is one, and January to April or something is another.
Okay.
So the course is basically I finish everything till August, and then I get a PG diploma.
Right.
Okay.
So in 2020, once I finished everything, I did get a PG diploma. Once you finish your master's project, only then you get a MA degree.
Okay.
Okay.
So your master's project is worth your master's degree.
Like your individual project, or is it like a team project?
You can decide on that.
Did you trust anyone to do a team project?
Last time I did. So I don't want to like, we can go on to that. But I guess both of us were like the whole, like I said, slacking off kind of thing. But last year I did, and this year everybody's like, don't. Because I kind of push myself down thinking about it, where I don't know, I'm sure there is my mistake also, where because of me, somebody else failed their course. And I don't want that guilt again. So this year I was like, nope. People did ask me if I want to join in. I was like, no, I'm good. Let me deal with this myself.
Yeah, maybe a lone wolf.
It's good and bad at the same time, where like I said, I don't want the guilt about pulling somebody down because of me. But then if you're working all by yourself, there is that nobody's checking on you.
Right.
Yeah.
Because it is only you sitting in the lab all by yourself for like hours straight. You don't know, because something about like the course, the equipment, I can sit in the lab 24 hours. Nobody's going to ask me because I have a dedicated machine for myself. You sit hours straight and nobody's going to stop you.
But congratulations again. You did it. You completed your degree. I know people don't acknowledge it enough, but completing your graduate degree and everything is a huge deal. So congratulations.
I mean, if I do get a chance, let's say, I've I was beating myself over like how long this is taking. But then if I get a chance to do this again, I will do it.
All right. So before we go forward, we want to address something. So we both want to say, happy birthday.
Thank you.
IST. It's
the
coincidence of how this happened. This is perfect. Okay. This was meant to happen because she was asking me, why is he saying that, he needs to go at this certain time? And then we were like, okay, let's look at Facebook.
It's still on Facebook.
There's nothing on Facebook. I went to LinkedIn. I went to LinkedIn to see your and there it is. Oh my God. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Let's talk about certain memories from your time here, and we'll look at the pictures. We're a little curious about certain pictures, so we can start
with the food.
Okay, the food looks so interesting.
Vegetarian. I'm basically like, I was raised a vegetarian.
This looks non-vegetarian, but
of course it is.
Let's just for the people listening to it, we are looking at a picture of a food item. So Mahesh, before we begin, she wants to guess.
I think it's octopus.
It is.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I've had it once, so I know how it looks.
So for like 2019 December-ish, we decided to go to Scotland, Edinburgh, to be like, why not? So me and 2 of my friends just decided to go there. Now, I've always been eating chicken or like mutton or something, like in secret, not like my family knowing about this. Now they know. Now it's all chill.
Okay.
But then now I'm like, okay, cool. What is the special here? And they go like, oh, you should try the octopus here. I'm like, sure, we will try that. And now she looks me in the eye and she goes, are you allergic to it? Now, how is one supposed to know if I'm allergic to octopus or not?
I haven't had it before.
Because I've heard horror stories about like one of my friends who, when like eats from the same container, like if fish is cooked in that container and he eats from it, he'll just like choke and die.
Oh yeah.
It's kind of that bad kind of allergy. I'm like, what if I turn out to be that allergic? How am I supposed to like do shit? I'm like, might as well just bring it. We got it and I'm still fine.
Yeah,
So
experience.
that is ever since that day. She was really serious because I think people take allergies really seriously over here.
Yeah, because they don't want them to take the blame of something happening to you, right?
So ever since that day, every time I try like something new, I'm like, what if I'm allergic to it?
Liked it.
Oh yeah, it was nice, real tasty.
Because I don't think the UK is not popular for vegetarian food at all. So
Yeah.
you have to eat, also.
Recently, like 2 days ago, I read like a Lad Bible post about how the chef who invented chicken tikka masala passed away. I was like, huh?
Yeah.
How is chicken tikka? I mean, chicken tikka masala is like the national dish of UK. That I know. But then how is it invented here? That is the strange part.
Yeah, there was a news. Yeah. That's
like,
yeah. How is the Indian restaurants scene? Like, at least
I don't really try that.
Is it good? Like, I know because I went to New Jersey and there was like a street of Indian restaurants, right? So
since it's a student town here, there are Indian restaurants, but like limited ones. But I haven't really tried.
So do you cook or do you like the local food that?
No. I cook. I keep things simple, like make as easy food as possible, just so that I can sustain. Sustenance is important, not taste.
Yeah, I think we all learn that when we move out of home.
Yeah.
The hard way.
So Edinburgh, another funny thing is, this was our first Christmas in UK.
Okay.
And I did not know that people like shut themselves up on Christmas. There's one club that's open.
Okay.
We decide to go there.
Okay.
There's a poster that says Christmas special drag queen or something, drag queens karaoke night or something.
Okay.
They're like, sounds fun. This is what, at 5 o'clock in the evening. They're like, we'll sit there for a couple of hours and then leave before the performance starts. It's because like it starts around at 10 or something, and we were really tired walking through the town. So we were like, we'll just stay there and go. We go there and we only leave that place at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Wow. Was that amazing?
Yeah.
I mean, we go there, we order drinks, we're sitting there. A few hours later, 3 of us just lean into the table and ask each other, I think this is a gay club. Like, it is.
Did you guys get free drinks?
No. But it was really fun though. The place was really fun. People just singing, screaming. This is one of those vending machines where you could get chocolates. Okay. We'd randomly get like ton of chocolates and just hog on it. And we found this one girl crying outside the club once we were leaving. She was like cursing her boyfriend who's inside, having his time or whatever. She's like, I'm here, but then he's not giving attention to me. And we 3 of us just seriously gave her a chocolate and went like, chocolate's more powerful than love. So screw him, eat a chocolate instead.
I would agree. That's sweet.
Yeah. 2 minutes later, he's out and both of them are having a heated argument. We were just like spectating, like a casual Indian thing where 2 people are fighting, the crowd's just standing there and observing.
Yeah,
everything went fine until she just threw that chocolate onto the ground. That hurt us so much. We're like,
no, that breaks my heart.
Not the chocolate, because that is all what we were hogging on the whole night. That's like the similar chocolate. It's like not the chocolate, and we got hurt and we walked away from it.
I think it's also part of the pub culture in the UK, right?
Oh, yeah.
Sort of sit and hang around like that for hours. People just drinking,
So I tell my parents or something like, I'm here at a pub or something. They're like, what are you doing? I'm like, please don't get any wrong ideas. You walk in at 8 o'clock in the morning, you'll see 10 old people just walking and having their breakfast in a pub because that's where they hang out all day.
Yeah.
So it's really chill. Nice. So like Scotland was one of the really fun experiences. So the only thing I did after like recently, this was 4 months ago or something, when we went to London, where all we did was just go to museums. Loads of like museums everywhere.
Yeah,
and museums are so fun.
As a kid, I don't know how exciting I'm supposed to find museums, but that's all there.
Oh, yeah.
at that time, for us to go.
Like as a kid, I would be like, why are you making me walk so much? That would be my thing. But right now, I'd be like, I'd spend hours at a museum and still not be enough.
Wow.
We went to the National History Museum. We spent a whole day there and we still couldn't finish everything, like looking at everything.
It's nice when you're living in a region or city which has a lot of things to look
and
around.
I think this also helps you with your art a lot, right? Like this
Oh, yeah, like random stuff to like look at or make at.
Yeah, very interesting. You were being so humble about your experience. There's so much going on with each picture. This is so beautiful to look at. Another picture.
You see that picture of me just standing in front of a mirror? So this is basically like before we started the course here, our faculty like mailed every student for introduction to everybody. Everybody has to do a self-portrait of themselves, telling in a creative way, of course. Do like a self-portrait of yourself in a creative way, telling what are you? I need to know. So people do like them shooting themselves with a camera and like some weird, colorful stuff coming out of their heads, kind of stuff. Those kind of art. And now first class, he shows all these self-portraits to everybody and he grades it in front of everybody. That's the first introduction thing, because he's like, you need to know how we grade.
Right.
And I did this on the very last day before I was leaving Hyderabad. Like I was like packing my suitcase while I was mailing him saying, oh, please find my attachment. I'm sorry for the delay. So we do it. He grades it. I get about like 70. He says, oh, good. Now that is the biggest mistake then. Where I'm like, I did something last minute. I got 70. He said, very good. The efforts taken, like my head went like the efforts that is going to take to finish this course is going to be minimum.
Yes.
Boy, was I wrong.
So I just wanted to say what we're looking at. So we're looking at a picture of you standing in front of you, and it looks like what I look at this as you're trying to show as who
I have two sides to myself.
Yeah. So and that's so cool. Like I think this is something we see online. Like don't judge what you see.
One of those cringe stuffs. I know what you're talking about.
They have horns or wings in the back.
No, or like those cringe quote things.
Yeah, exactly.
You type an inspiration quotes and be like, don't you be your best judge kind of situation. Yeah. They did like it. And that was the mistake where they said it was very good and done deal. My efforts went.
I think the first thing we have to learn, when we move to a new country is like how to introduce ourselves.
Oh, yeah.
I'm still learning. Like, it's a major deal to walk into a room and to have to say where you're from or what you do, because that basically creates the basis for the rest of the conversation that you're going to have with that person.
I think what's nice now is how earlier, I guess, how it was the first impression of you is how the personality that you are, how you talk, how you dress, right? Now I think you have these opportunities to show yourself through what you do, like through your art.
Our generation is like less judgmental. We don't get too caught up on the visuals of a person. So because we know that someone dressed very casually could be like a millionaire.
Exactly. Yeah. Just walking down the street, taking a subway, he could be a millionaire just trying to,
It's nice. I think it's one aspect of our generation that I'm really liking a lot. Like we're not too materialistic and getting caught up in, things to own or, like assets and, stuff like that.
But that was the fun side, and I like to call it the Instagram side of it, the beautiful side of it. I wanna.
The other side is also nothing much. The other side is basically COVID.
The COVID struggle, and I like to call it the backstage struggle. of,
that
you know,
people
that
don't
no
really
one
see.
knows, right? You
COVID is the first thing. The other thing is like my own like introvertness or whatever you call it, where I didn't socialize. Like, let's say I can blame most of the stuff on COVID, but then I had a year in my hand, and a year is not a small time. I
Yeah.
should have spoken to more people. I should have done more things. But
Absolutely.
then I realized that after I came in like this year or like last year for like whatever small time, is that no matter how much I saved, I ended up spending the same amount of time, like money and time on other stuff.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, I'll do saving, I'll do saving, I'll do saving. It turns out I never saved anything. It ended up the same thing as much as I would in normally.
Yeah.
If I did go hang out with people. Like I should maybe hang out with people. I kind of learned that.
That hits my senses, because that is something which is very relatable for me, because I went
Every student who leaves Hyderabad or like their home does this for sure.
When I lived with my roommates, I used to not order food, and you know, they used to order food a lot, right, as a group. And I used to not do that because I feel like, you know, why waste my money on ordering food, and you know, I just make my own food, right? But I feel sometimes the time that you take to make the food is similar to the time that it takes to order the food. Maybe the health factors are different of eating home food versus outside food, but being with a gang, you know, ordering, talking to each other is a different side and different.
It kind of feels left out, like the same thing where after every class discussion or something in the thing, the faculty says this, not like students discuss it with themselves. The faculty goes like, for the class is done, for any more talks or something, go to Dylan's, have a drink and chat on this. So his end of the class discussion is go to Dylan's, have a drink. Dylan's is just like 2 steps from the class.
That's so
People
nice.
do go there.
Yeah.
I had to because assignment. I am there awkwardly holding onto my like coffee cup or some mug or a bottle. A bottle awkwardly, but then people are ordering drinks. They're just hanging out. The point is, when you don't have a drink or anything in your hand, it's hard to like break into a circle because you are the odd one out. And I kind of learned that slowly. It's okay if you're holding onto a glass of water, but do hold something and try to squeeze into a circle.
There's I think the takeaway from this is there's a price for everything. So you know, save that money, and then, but then as you said, you always end up spending it in a different way.
Exactly.
So that's going to happen regardless. So it's ultimately down to how you want to spend that money to benefit you in some way, or for you to like have an experience, because sometimes you can't put a price on an experience. You know, you can't predict what's going to happen if I go on this ride, or you know, if I take this trip, like who will I meet?
Absolutely.
What will happen?
Yeah,
there's no way of, you know, putting a price on
and I have a friend who I can remember that he doesn't drink. He's a vegetarian on certain days and everything. And you know, when you're with boys and it's when you're living together as roommates, you have a lot of drinking parties, right? And he doesn't drink, and I don't drink either. But I observed is he doesn't drink, and he's the fun guy in the party, right? He, you know, he bridges the gap between people, I guess, and you know, he's like, you know, having the snacks, and you know, but he's like having loads of fun. He doesn't feel like he has to drink to be part of that, you know, that group, right? So yeah, that is true, that you don't have to, you know, you don't even have to hold something, you know, just sometimes some people, you know, think of you in a certain way if you're not drinking, or you know, not smoking along, or you know, all of those
I
things.
mean, it's more about you than them, I guess. You can randomly go and join in a circle. Nobody's judging you.
Exactly.
Nobody's going to be like, shoo, why are you here?
Yeah.
So it's more like you have to be comfortable with what you're doing. So if you think you can go strike in a conversation normally, you can. It's not like somebody's stopping you.
Yeah.
So that happened. And then COVID happened, where we had to stay in our homes for like forever kind of situation. It felt like forever. But then again, faculty was really sweet, where he would do a video call with the whole class every evening at 4 o'clock. So it's not like, oh, it's a class. He would just make sure everybody switches their cameras on.
That's good.
Because if you have to switch your camera on, you have to get dressed normally.
Yeah, making an effort.
So he does that just to check on us. He'll just do like a 10-minute call asking are you guys fine? I'm like, yes. Is everything okay?
Unconsciously, when you do certain things, it becomes a routine, and you use the same, concept of, dressing up and, presenting yourself in a different scenario, right? So, yeah.
So he does that only to check on us and to see if we are doing fine. And it was really fine, like fun though. Because like one day I was too lazy and I never bothered to switch my camera on. He mailed me asking, "Oh, I saw you didn't turn your camera on. Is everything okay?" I'm like, yeah, I'm just lazy. I just didn't move from my bed.
You mentioned about not being able to connect or make connections or go out and all of that. So I want to use that to segue into the probably a final question of this is what do you have to say to your 18-year-old self or 21? That
I 18-year-old self was fine because when I was in bachelor's, he spoke to everybody.
Yeah.
He did fine. Yeah. The minute I stepped into this country, that is when like I got shelled. Because again, I was always pampered, like I said, from school times. Everything was close. And right here, I have to do everything by myself, new things, new place and everything. That is where things started going south. So right now, if like UK Mahesh has to do anything different, it would be talk to people, do new things, and try new things also, not like be scared of stuff.
Have fun. Don't take it too seriously, and just get out of your room. Don't stay inside your room.
Yeah, you got nothing to do.
Paying your rent, it's fine. Come back and sleep in the night, but during the day, just go out.
Yeah, we recently started doing stuff where.
This was beautiful. I don't know, Mani, if you.
Yeah, I actually have a newfound respect for like what you do because I'm someone who never really watches animation, anything. But I do recognize the effort that it takes. None of my friends do this. So for me, I'm like, I learned so much today.
It felt cool in the beginning where I would tell people and people were like, really? Yeah. Cool. But now that I'm still looking for a job, it's kind of getting less cool. But once my job's here, maybe I'll come back again.
There's always that phase. Every field or every area of interest has the beautiful side of it, but there's always that hard work that needs to be done or put in. This was so much fun.
I think Mahesh did most of the work.
You did amazing. Thank you for sharing.
I am only excited for where this podcast goes because I know there are more fun people than me, like in your circle.
I know. Yeah, we have. That's Hyderabad people. We are fun.
Oh yeah, exactly what I was talking about. Yeah.
This was amazing. Thank you so much for sharing your memories and pictures and moments. Yeah, giving us your time. Thank you for sharing. I hope this will be helpful for someone out there. Yes. And some or the other way, and this reaches out to someone who needs to hear this.
Yes.
And thank you, Mahesh. This was.
Thank you so much.
Definitely.
And you want to say anything back about your experience talking?
Like this is more like catching up more than a podcast. Usually, like I've mentioned this before.
Yeah.
Where I'm really awkward on like cameras or like calls and stuff. But then since this is more like a catching up session, it felt normal and I was really fine and fun.
Absolutely. We do this. People do this every day talking to friends, but you don't record it, and you don't
exactly
have pictures to show when you're talking on a voice call. So this is kind of like that. But
funny part, I was looking at that last picture of ours like literally day before. I was sharing it with like my cousins and stuff, telling how goofy I look in it.
Yeah.
So exactly why it was easy, and that was the first picture I thought of when you asked for pictures.
Yeah.
We all look goofy. I buried mine. Like no one can find my photo.
I wish to get there one day.
Yeah. Thank you, Mahesh. Thank you
so much.